Hey, welcome to the Uncomfortable is Okay podcast. I am your host, Chris Desmond. This is a show where we make it easier for you to get out of your comfort zones. What I thought I would talk to you today about is actually I posted on Instagram and Facebook on the first day of summer here in New Zealand, although you wouldn't think it at the moment because it's pouring down with rain, the fact that I had not been drinking for the last 20 months. And some of you may have realised that, some of you may not have realised that at all. But yeah, it was a decision that was coming for a reasonable amount of time. And yeah, finally fully committed to it about 20 months ago. So about March last year. And I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat about what I've learnt since stopping drinking. I grew up in New Zealand and there is a reasonably strong binge drinking culture here. And I definitely partook in that, and for a while, it was fine, and it was something that I kind of enjoyed, as going out partying with mates, getting drunk. And then probably what happened as well is that at a time I started using alcohol a little bit more as kind of a numbing tool. Like if I'd had a kind of a bad week or a tough week, that hey, I'd have a few drinks, or if I was feeling some uncomfortable emotion really, so I'd use it to numb that discomfort, and it really became quite a bad habit, and I could start to see that it was going to be a problem if I kept doing it this way. And I thought for me, I'd tried cutting back a few times and had very limited success, or been able to kind of do things the way that I wanted to. The habit just kind of crept back in, so I decided to fully stop 20 months ago. And initially that was pretty hard. That was pretty uncomfortable, because using alcohol to numb those emotions for you, all of a sudden you're not using that alcohol anymore, so you don't have the problems associated with the alcohol, like the anxiety and stuff that you get the next day after drinking, and the hangovers and the bad stuff that goes along with that. But what that does is it means that you don't numb those uncomfortable feelings, those feelings of fear, of uncertainty, of loneliness, of lack of direction. And that's pretty confronting to sit there with. But thankfully I'd made a commitment not to drink, so that was kind of the easy decision not to have a drink. But over the last 20 months, without drinking, I've definitely had to kind of confront some of these feelings and some of these questions that would pop up for me that I previously would just push back down. And I think this happens for a lot of people, that we have these questions, we have these kind of confronting emotions for us. And alcohol was something that I used with them. Other people probably use different things. Some people use drugs, some people use pornography, some people use work or junk food, or even exercise as well. Obviously, if you're using exercise to dampen your your uncomfortable emotions, you get benefits from that too. And actually, I found that exercise is often helpful for me in terms of working through some of those uncomfortable emotions, that it takes the edge off them, but it also allows me to kind of go deep and analyze what's happening as I'm working out, as I'm in kind of a good space, and I'm getting all those kind of positive effects from the exercise. Sometimes it's easier for me to deal with uncomfortable emotions at that point. But with stopping drinking, it's definitely got easier over time. As I said, I'm about 20 months in now, and very infrequently I'll feel like having a beer, but I kind of know that actually if I have a beer, I'm just going to feel rubbish about myself, so I don't. I'm cognizant that other people have a lot more problems with stopping than I have. So it's definitely more challenging for some people, but this is just what I've found. But it's probably been kind of the biggest thing for me stopping drinking in terms of understanding myself and getting better at sitting with the discomfort or going into the discomfort, because I'm forced to deal with these emotions and these questions and these thoughts as they come up. And to start with, definitely other escapes that you use, whether that's kind of trolling the internet or whether that's grabbing a burger and fries to make yourself feel a bit better with just a hit of fatty food. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the more you do it. So this last 20 months, I've definitely found out a much higher level of understanding about myself, about what it is that I enjoy, what it is that I want, and have more confidence in my ability and more confidence in myself as well. So that's some of the things that I've got out of stopping drinking. If anyone is kind of thinking about stopping, there are a whole lot of good services out there, but I'm more than happy to, if anyone wants to send me a message, I'm more than happy just to kind of chat with you kind of around my experience and around some of the things that have worked for me in terms of shifting my mindset around it. Flick me an email or send me a message on social media. Also, if you're interested in some of the top strategies that people use, my guests use to get out of their comfort zone, head over to getoutofmycomfortzone.com. You can download the PDF there of 5 of the top strategies. You will have to put in your email address. At the moment, I send an email about once every 3 months, so it'll be a surprise when you get the next one. But thank you guys so much for getting uncomfortable with me today, and I'll see you again on Tuesday.